World is very simple when it comes to doing your flight planning. So I'm going to show a um, just a simple flight plan. I'm starting out at BWI in Baltimore, and I'm actually going to fly to Philadelphia, and there's a reason why I picked that to show something else as well. So I'm going here. So in Flight Sim World, it's very simple. So I just knew BWI is here. I selected it. You can actually go here and search in the airport code. If you put K in front of it, it seems to work better that way. So if it's LAX, you do KLAX. If it's Memphis, it's KMEM. So I'm going to start here in Baltimore, and the good thing about here, it automatically gives you this vector that shows you where you're going. So what I like to do is select where I'm going. So let's go up here. All right. I'm sorry, that's Newcastle. Where is Philadelphia. I could have also put in KPHL, but I'm just going to show how it works with Flight Sim World. So you can just drag this over to the airport, and you can hover over and see. So I'm going to select there. And then it's going to do this where it extends another vector. I'm just going to right click, and that's going to show off there. So then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to minimize this, and there's a reason why. So normally when you do flight planning, you don't want to go straight there, as you see here. You want to go to these VORs. So I did a VOR training or VOR kind of tutorial in the last episode. So within the flight, all you want to do is find your VORs. So I'm going to go and click on this line here, and I'm going to scoot it up here. So it lets me know that I'm going to my VOR, and I can go kind of hover over it. But one thing they have here is I got to re-click this so I can see the VORs. All right, and this VOR is, all right. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Yeah, let's figure that. I don't want to go to that one. What I want to do here, hold up, let me make that little again. I actually want to go up to this VOR right here. Oh, right. Oops. So when that happens, you're just going to go back and just hit an X there. Because what I want to do is go to the VOR that's in here, and that's DQO. So I want to do that. And there's a reason why I'm going there instead of this one. But if you wanted to, you can go here, and then you can select another one to go to this VOR here. But I'm going to fly from this VOR to this VOR. So I'm just going to grab this. So when you do make a mistake, or do you want to combine, you can combine the buttons. So I can just do this. There we go. And then I'm going to go in, and I'm going to expand this. And then I'm going to go and look at the VOR. Let's see if I can actually get there. There we go. So this is VOR DQO. So you can remember those. They are named. I'll explain why they're named later on. And then the frequency. So what I normally like to do is write the frequencies down, or you can remember them depending on who you are. So I'm just going to write this down, and there's a reason why you write this down. 114 megahertz. Beautiful. All right. So what I'm also going to do is make a little point here, because what I want to do is kind of end up here, and make my way along this river. I'm going to use this river as a visual guide, and there's a reason why I'm doing this. I chose KPHL Philadelphia because I actually have a chart from SkyVector. They actually have a visual. Normally they have charts for instruments, and you can kind of look around that later, and I'll actually show a video on how to do the IFR and instrument navigation. They also have a visual charts for visual navigation, and this one is for the river. So you can see here, here's my VOR, which is DQO, the channel, and then here it gives me instructions on how to land into either the 9R or the 9Ls. So if you are lucky to find an airport that has such, or even if it's just the IFR for the instruments, you can easily place these points where it is. So I placed this point where that chart was guiding me. Okay, so you can do that for a lot of flight planning, for any place you decide to go. You just want to be sure, if you want to make it as realistic as possible, to go to your VORs, and there's a reason why I didn't use this VOR, and I will explain that in more detail a little later. But for now, this is just a simple, just to get someone started in flying and taking off. All right, so now what I'm going to do is confirm that. All right, and I chose the RV7A, and I do like this plane as a beginner plane, and I'll explain a little bit more why. And then here, I'm not going to start cold and dark. I'm just going to do random position. I'm going to go down to position, and so I would know from the heading I want to kind of come out of runway 10, because I'm going to end up flying out east. Or at 100 degree heading. Okay, I'm going to select that. All right, and I'm going to hit start. So the reason I want to go out of runway 10, because I'll be able to easily get on the radial to that DQO VOR. I know I'm going to kind of get on a radial around 53 degrees. 53-degree radial, extending down, so I may also look for the 240-degree radial, but I know I'm pretty much going to head 53 degrees to get to that VOR once I take off. But the good thing about this plane, it does show you with the GPS where you're going, so it's a really good place to start and kind of practice with the VOR and lining yourself up. All right, so we're going to go here. I explained this in the video, but I can show this, and I'll actually show this by doing Alt V, and I'm going to go to I for instrument and do that to kind of show what I'm doing. So right now I'm going to push this to change to the VOR, and I'm going to, let's see, and I said it was 1400, right? There we go. Oh, and let me go back. All right, it's letting me do this. All right, I can actually do this a little simple. So let me go ahead and escape out of this. And I'm just doing the same thing. Okay. I end up can do this a lot easier from here, it seems, selecting. So, alright, good. So now I'm selecting that, 200, and I'm using an outside knob to select 1400. So now I'll just go ahead and show you guys. There we go. And so now I'm going to hit it, and it's going to switch out. Alright, so I'm now located there as well. So let me go ahead and get out of that and go to instrument, and there we go. Alright, here we go to take off. So I like this plane because I do like the GPS, and it's not steam gauges, but it's really good. I like it as a beginning if you want to kind of just practice flying around and get places quickly, because the regular Cub plane, it takes a while to go from place to place, but it's really good to teach you kind of to hit your headings. So let me go ahead and start taking off. It's a light plane, so taking off is pretty simple and it's quick. So I can actually start rotating now. A lot of planes have different rotations. This one it rotates at kind of like 55 knots, so that's what I aim for. And then here I try to take off here, and I try to hit 70 miles an hour. So I do know this airport, so I'm going to kind of climb up to 2,000 degrees. And when I hit 2,000 feet altitude, and once I get 2,000 feet, I'm going to go ahead and make my turn towards the VOR. So as you can see in the GPS to the right, there's a red line. And I can show that once I stable off. So as soon as I get to 2,000, I'm going to still elevate, but I'm going to turn towards my heading. Alright, but I'm going to keep climbing to 3,000 degrees, 3,000 meters, or 3,000 feet, sorry about that. Alright, so I'm trying to get me a heading, there we go, to 53 degrees, give or take. So I'm around 60. So once I find my line, so I'm going to actually show, there we go, alright, so there's the red line I was telling you about. Alright, and I'm going to try to meet that VOR, so I don't have to really worry about steam gauges right now. I'm just going to go ahead and hit that, kind of cross that radial there. So it's give or take 53 degrees. It's telling me the radial's 248, but if you do minus 180, it's around the ballpark. It's around 60 degrees if you do minus 180, and so basically I'm going to be heading 53 degrees. So I'm going to probably climb up to 5,000 feet, and I'm going to continue to kind of meet I've intersected, so now I'm going to head completely on that line. Alright, so let me go ahead. Alright, so I'm going to stable out right now. Let's see, I'm heading, so I'm not really at 53, but let's see. There we go. So I'm roughly at, 70, 80 degrees heading right now. But that's pretty good, so I'm going to kind of keep on that line right now. So what I'm going to do now is stable off, get my trimming right, and then I'm going to come down on the throttle, and I'm going to kind of stable off a little bit here. So let me go ahead and trim my plane. Now this plane, I like the autopilot feature. It's simple and it doesn't do everything for you. You still have to get your headings and everything, but once you get your plane trimmed for the elevation, there is an altitude hold that I haven't completely figured out, but you can make it to where your life's easier as far as turning and hitting your headings. So I'm going to turn back. And this plane, one thing I like about it, teaches me to do precise movements because it is an acrobatic plane. So it forces you to kind of train yourself. So that's exactly what I'm doing, is trying to make small precise movements. Alright, so it seems like I've trimmed myself out. Oh, never mind. So I'm going to keep going to the right. So I'm going to add some marks on the bottom so you guys don't have to see me actually flying to get to the VOR. but that's how pretty much this simple flight plan is going to go. It should be a pretty short trip. It's like a 30-minute trip from here to Philadelphia, KPHL. And the good thing about this plane is I like it. It's pretty simple to fly. It makes the flight planning stage pretty simple. So if I really wanted to, I'll actually show that here in a little bit. I'm going to stable off, but let me go ahead right now. It says I'm heading 63. Alright. So I'm going to actually go here and change my heading to around 60 here. Actually, I need to change my heading. There we go. So I'm going to change my heading to 53. Alright. And now I'm going to hit the on for autopilot, and then it should get me to where I selected. So I selected it down here instead of here, but you can select it here. But normally when you hit, what I've noticed is when you hit this button, it doesn't go to your selecting here. It automatically goes to this yellow marking. Alright, so let me go ahead and actually, while this is stabled off a little bit, let me go to, I'm going to actually go back to full screen. There we go. Alright. Alright, beautiful. So as you can see here, I'm a little off my line. I'm to the left of it. So normally it was just going to turn. I want to turn towards it, but I'm going to use this. So I'm turning my knob to the left, which is turning me to the right, because I'm going more east, and right now I'm kind of heading north. I'm heading northeast. So the more right I go, the more east I go towards the 90-degree heading. So I'm going to keep doing that. And the only reason why it has me facing this radial here is because if you stop and you go back to your flight planner, it actually follows the line that you have here. So if I was to change this to go here, or change this to go here, then it would affect where I'm going. It would affect that radial. It's going for how you angled your vector here. So I can make it go here. All right. And then I'm just going to go back. And hold up. I'm going to go back here and continue. But I'm to the left of it regardless because I'm heading 64. So let's go here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to have to head more and more east until I intercept that line. But I think that may be a 53-degree radial. We'll find out. So as you can see with this plane, how easy it is for me to kind of fly. And as a beginner, because I still don't know how to hit my headings appropriately, I still struggle with that. But with this plane, I do like just getting my flight hours in, because if I want to, I can practice hitting my headings. I have really good instruments here. My altitude indicator is really good, especially for a beginner. This is really great because it helps you keep your turns consistent. So now I know what this turn feels like without even having this, once I practice hitting these turns from left and right and hitting this first mark. And then I kind of get a sense of my pitch and my yaw. So right now, what this is telling me that I am kind of level, and this lets me know I'm at level 2. So I'm pretty trimmed and pretty good. So I kind of get used to what this kind of means at times. So I like this plane for me as a beginner, because I am a beginner. I've just only been doing this for 3 months, and like I had no idea how to fly or anything. So that's one thing I like about the flight sim world, is the fact that I can do that. Let's see. So I'm getting towards my radial, so I'll actually show everybody the radial. There we go. So I'm going towards it. So right now I'm heading 79. So this radial looks like it's around 60 something. So if I go back 180, if I go back, yeah, 180, that's 150 minus 80, it's 70. Okay, so I need to hit like a 70 degree. And here I like this because it lets me know how far I am. So I'm a good 35 miles away from like DQ or VOR. All right. And this is actually crucial too, because a lot of these flight charts give you distances and where you should be altitude wise at certain distances, then this is key, because you'll know. And so I may give another one that goes from BWI to Philadelphia, and I'll actually do an instrument takeoff and an instrument landing, and I'll do it in very poor visibility, like when it's cloudy, to kind of show how you can read those charts when you officially do more advanced flight planning. Alright, so let me go ahead and take that out. I'm getting close to my radial, as you guys can see. Okay, and let's see, I'm at 5,000. So I'll let you know this now. If I was to go back to that visual chart, once I hit the DQO, once I am 5 miles from that radial, I should be around 4,000 feet. So I'm going to kind of stay in this realm of between 5,500 feet to 6,000 feet. So I'm going to go back on my throttle just a little bit more. So hopefully this will kind of keep me altitude. So let me do this altitude hold as well. There we go. So it shouldn't let me go. I'm still learning the altitude hold, but I think it prevents me from going higher. So yeah, I apologize for this taking a little longer, but if you want to go and check out the later video, I will include bookmarks on the bottom so you can actually see, so you can skip to the actually fun part, and that's getting at the VOR and actually doing a good approach and landing that follows your flight plan that you did via just a simple drag and drop with the buttons. And I like it. I hear other flight simulators is a little bit more difficult to kind of find things, but I do like the fact that this makes it easy. Alright, so I'm at my radial, as you guys can see. So I'm going to kind of go back and face right around 70. Alright, there we go. So let's see. So I can actually see for certain. So it's Alt V, I, and enter, because I'm going to select my GPS and see. Alright. Let's see. I'm still a little bit, yeah, I'm pretty good. I probably can go in a little bit more to the left, but I'm going to stay here on this radial, as you guys can see here. And let's see, I am 26 nautical miles away, and I'm going 150. So I'll probably get there in 13 minutes. Well, that's my oh, here it's telling me 9 minutes. Yeah, I should get there in 13 minutes, yeah. No, I actually think it's telling me how long it's going to take me to get to Philadelphia Airport. Alright, so let's go Alt V, I, and enter, take that off. So what I'm going to do now, I know I'm a good ways away from Philadelphia Airport. Uh-oh. And it seems like I'm getting faster. I'm getting higher and higher. Some vertical speed's getting there. So at this point, instead of trimming, I'm using the throttle to kind of control my vertical speed at this point, since I'm near the center and it just fluctuates very small increments. I just use my throttle to go up and down. So that's what I'm doing. And as you can see, there I am. So we can take a look around. I'm really liking the fact that this looks realistic right now. I like this view. Look at that. They have gotten better with the graphics on this. They're actually adding more stock photos, and look at the water. It looks a lot more realistic now from this height. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty impressed now. Especially in the beginning when I'm seeing how completely done and how much of a complete product X-Plane 11 was. I was thinking of, switching over, but I was like, no, let's just stay with this and see what happens. And I'm pretty impressed. I'm glad I did, especially as a beginner. And I'm actually feeling more and more like I am doing well with flying, and I feel like I'm there. Like I really feel so immersed in this game and like in my flying. Like it's like I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy with my purchase. Alright, so let's see where my next mark is. I think I'm a little off from my line, so I'm gonna go back to the right. There we go. So let's see, how far am I? So I have good eyesight, so it looks like here I'm 17 nautical miles from the VOR. So I see the VOR maybe like here. So once I get here, I'm going to go ahead and turn left. So actually what I'm going to do is play with the views a little bit and learn some shortcuts. Alright, let's see. There's view outside. So let me go ahead and do my shortcuts. V. And let's see. What is this? Is that a V? There we go. And then let's go outside. What just happened? Alright. Let's try this like this. View outside. Huh. Alright. And then let's do flyby. Oh, that looks pretty nice. This looks pretty darn cool. Alright, so let's go back to views. New view outside. Oh, can I actually close this view? Escape? Nope, nope. Nope. Continue. Alright, let's do this. View. Flyby. Oh, jeez. Alright, views. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I haven't done this, so I'm just doing this. Oh. Oh, I just right click and do close window. Nice. Let me go back to full screen. I don't know why it took me out of full screen. I mean, I just like full screen. I feel like I'm there. I can see that Windows trim in the bottom, so I apologize. Let's go. I wonder, what's lock spot? There we go. That looks pretty cool. Pretty nice. I like it. But it's going to views. Let's see. Let's close window. Let's. Oh, I can do it from here. Let's go to lock spot. There we go. Now that looks pretty nice. See, I'm learning this already. And look at that. That's pretty cool. Some spots I can see that there's, you know, kind of hamburgerish, but down here it looks pretty realistic. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let's go. Let's see if we get a spot. I like that. Oh, that looks pretty cool. The power plant down there. It's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see what we got here. Huh. Alright, let's go to top down. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie. That's okay, but it looks like a photo. It really does. I'm not going to lie on this one. So, yeah. Yeah. Alright, so let's go to flyby. Oh, that was weird. What is wrong? Is that my graphic? I got a good graphics card, but I've been seeing this a lot lately. Is a lot of this not loading. My graphics card going down, going out. It's at 1060. So I'm just gonna say the game for now was bugging out on me. This is nice. I'm in clouds, so let me go ahead and get back in the cockpit. Alright, so I'm 5 miles away. So let's see how everything showed up. If I do Alt V, and I will do instruments. Let's see. Alright, so once I hit that, beautiful. Alright, so let me go ahead and do that. As you can see, I'm going to get back on this line and follow my line. So that's a good thing with this, and then I'm actually going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to use the autopilot here. So I am 3 miles away from the VOR. So once I'm 5 miles from the VOR, I'm going to start descending. I can actually start descending a little now and take off this. I need to get to 4,000 feet, so let's go ahead and do it. Oh, and that's what I gotta do before I start that. Scroll lock. That's one thing I hate about the East Coast. There's so many small airports that you get a whole bunch of them. Because I want to start going, hey, there we go. There we go. And then I'm going to do a full stop landing. Alright, so I'm going to go down a little bit more, and let's see, I'm almost 5 miles away, so let me go ahead and get. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of take off and go in manual. So I'm going to take off the because I know what I'm going to do here at visual is follow the river. Alright, so I'm not going to be down as much as I want, but that's okay. Because I'm supposed to be, once I get down 4,000 feet, and then at 14 I'm supposed to be at 3,000. And then from there, from 19, I'm supposed to be at 1,000. And that's what I remember. So I do like this descent, and let me go ahead and pull my throttle back. So what I've been noticing when I'm, at the airport and watching things is noticing how the airplanes land, and then I, try to follow along what I see the airplanes doing. So, and then if you take one of the tutorials, they tell you that you control height, altitude with your throttle, and that is so true. I get in the habit of thinking I controlled it with my yaw and pitch, but that's not correct. Yaw and pitch is for speed. So I'm actually going to start deploying my flaps around now, so I can kind of slow down. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to keep it here. So I should be at 3,000, so I need to level off a little bit because I'm actually going down too fast. I should be at 3,000 at 14. Or, I'm sorry, 9. Alright, so I'm there. At 9, I'm good. So now at 15, I'm supposed to be at 1,500. So I should be at. Alright, so it has me at. I'm 10 miles away from the VOR. Alright. So let me go ahead here and do my flaps. So my speed. Let me go ahead and get up a little bit. I'm not going to be coming down too much. Just right now it's good. I'm just not trimmed enough right now. Alright, there we go. I like this descent. This is a very good descent for me right now. So once I'm at 1,500, I'm getting there a little too fast, but I'm going to start using, once I get at 1,500, then I'm going to start using the landing tactics and just start using my throttle to land. And so I'm following the river at 9R, I know where that is. Alright, so I'm 14 nautical miles away from the VOR. So at 15, and 14, I should be at 1,500. So, alright, so let me use throttle to start coming down. Because I'm there. Let's see this landing. So right now I'm at 90 degrees, so let me go down a little bit and speed up a little bit. There we go. So I'm almost at 1500. So when I'm at 1500, I know I can start making a better turn to the approach. But right now, I'm just going to keep it at 90 miles an hour approach. Once I get 1500, I can start kind of decelerating or accelerating using my pitch a little bit more. But alright, so I'm at 1500. So let me accelerate a little bit more. I don't want to climb, I don't want to fall too much right now. Alright. Alright. Alright, so that let me increase my speed. I'm at 90 miles an hour and I'm at my 15 degrees. And let me acknowledge with the 1. And I'm dropping in speed, which is good. Let me speed up a little bit more. Alright, I'm like at half throttle right now. I'm trying to not fall so fast right now. Alright, let's see. Some people can land quickly, but I want to take my time since I'm kind of doing it the right way. So I'm at 90 miles an hour. Alright, let's start leveling down a little bit. Let's start going down. There we go. And I'm gonna keep my nose just level and down a little bit, just so I don't slow down too much. I like 90. There we go. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to now start slowing down, so I'm going to raise my nose up a little bit. Down on the throttle. I'm going down. Going down at a good rate. I'm at 80. Alright, so I'm going to keep it at 80 for now, but alright, I'm getting there, so let me come down a little bit more. There we go. Alright, yes, I'm going down faster. Alright, I slowed down to, so all I gotta do is stay there and then come up. I think I'm good. Alright, let me level myself up, slow myself down. As soon as I get over, I'm going to let down my throttle, because I'm doing good at going down. Oh, look at this. I am going down and I'm level. I'm perfect. And now I'm just going to keep lowering my throttle. There we go. Sweet. So there you have it. It was a pretty long flight. I thought it was going to be a lot quicker than I thought, but I felt I had a pretty good landing. And you saw how flight planning goes. So in summary, you guys saw how I planned it out in Flight Sim World, how intuitive it was, and how I just created my vectors. And the plane that I have, I was able to kind of see my vectors and kind of follow it that way. If you practice that for a couple of flights, a couple of short flights, and practice hopping around, you'll do pretty well and get better. So then you can kind of go to the more advanced flight planning and actually start doing low visibility. And then you're able to see an approach from an airport that actually provides approaches for visible approaches for their airlines. Not all airports have it where it's visible. They have the charts for IFR, but they don't have it to where it's like for visible charts. Not all of them do, but I saw that and was good and thought I'd show you guys. So please leave a comment. Sorry this took longer than expected, but leave a comment. Anything I missed or anything I said wrong, please do so, because like I said, I'm new and I'm trying to learn this, and hopefully reach out to other novice flight simmers. Thank you.